Hi everyone, my name is Elton John B. Calderon from BS Cream 2-3 and I'll be reading to you some types of cameras. Let's start. The folding roll film camera. Second in popularity only to the box camera. The folding camera was manufactured in a variety of formats. Basically, though it was a box camera whose lens was incorporated into a movable below that could slide back and forth on a rail, allowing the lens to change focus lengths and shutters were often one-piece units. More elaborate models were first-rate instruments with high-quality optical system and precision shutters. Many were fitted with coupled rangefinder, the most significant advantage they have over the box camera. However, was their compact design when folded, which made them easier to pack and transport. There has been something of a mirror renaissance in folding roll film camera in recent years. With appearance of several new professional instruments, they are appreciated for their large negative size and compact design. So, kung makikita nyo, ito siya. Yan, yung picture na yan. Next is our rangefinder camera. A rangefinder camera is a camera fitted with rangefinder, a range-finding focusing mechanism allowing the photographer to measure the subject distance and take photographs that are in sharp focus. Similar to a viewfinder type camera, this camera does not use a lens to view the subject but instead relies on a separate viewing system in the camera for aiming and for focus. The, the rangefinder camera allows for accurate focus, however, by using two views of the same subject to adjust focus. In this camera, there are two images in the viewfinder. One is usually on a portion of the viewer area and is usually slightly yellowish in color. The photographer adjusts the focus ring on the lens, and as they do, the two images move. When both are directly on top of each other, they blend together and must disappear, signifying the camera is in focus. The rangefinder is accurate and usually quiet, taking pictures in low light conditions or for candids. When quiet is important, this camera can easily be identified by their double view windows in front. Ayan siya. Sunod, ating reflex camera. A camera that has a mirror directly in the path of light traveling through the lens that reflects the scene to a viewing screen. Number 7. View camera. A large format camera, a term that applies to cameras that produce an individual image size of 5 times 4 5x4 rather or larger. It is most often found in a studio and is sometimes even called a studio camera. Although the camera can be transported and set up in the field. So basically, tinatawag din siyang studio camera. View cameras and tactical cameras in the category are used almost exclusively by professional photographers. The most common film formats are 4x5 or 8 by 10 inches. The latter often used in the very large cameras found in portrait studios. Film for this camera is loaded in the darkroom into two-sided holders, which are interested at the back of the camera. Both the camera back and front can be titled in various positions to permit the photographer to make certain types of corrections in the image. By raising the lens in relation to the film plane when photographing a tall building, for example, the tendency for parallel lines to look as if they converge is eliminated. It was a lens. It has a lens in the front and viewing screen in the back with flexible bellows sitting between them. This type of design was founded back in early days of photography and still being used today. Though it is simple, this camera is very flexible and its capabilities are not seen in any other types of camera. The lens produces an inverted image on gra- ground ground glass plate located in the rear of the camera. The image is composed of focuses on their plate. To take an image with this camera, you must place the film emulsion side up on the plate when taking the exposure. The under a dark lightless cover, remove and replace the film while placing the exposed film in light tight casing. This camera typically this camera this this camera typically uses a sheet of film measuring 4 by 5 or sometimes larger. This size of film allows to great details and resolution. The camera must be placed on a tripod when taking a picture. It is relatively slow to operate. Ideal applications for this camera are indoor and outdoor portraiture and product advertising. So, ito siya. Ayan. Ang nag-invent sa kanya is si Kodak. Next is viewfinder camera. Camera with viewfinder that is separate from the lens used in taking the picture. A simple point and shoot disposable camera is an example of a viewfinder camera, but not all viewfinder cameras are simple. The viewfinder camera is most popular type of camera. This camera view their subjects through a very small hole that has a simple lens that provides an image of how the final picture will look. The light from the subject, however, travels separately through lens to film to the film and through the viewfinder to the eye. Therefore, the viewfinder and the camera lens are actually viewing the subject from two different levels, resulting in parallax error. What you see in this camera is not always exact that you wanted. The parallax error is not the greatest disadvantage to using this type of camera. Most of these camera do not support special lens. These camera are using quite an inexpensive and today they even make this disposable version. So hanggang dun lang. Salamat po.